Yes, welcome to Bikes Awry. My brand new 2022 BMW S1000R Sport, mate. Literally have picked the bike up a couple of days ago. I've gone over it, I've waxed it all up, protected it. However, I still need to install some radiator protection as well as the oil cooler as well. So I've got some guards to go on. We'll get that done sooner rather than later. Another thing as well I need to do is obviously get rid of this and install a tail tidy. Yeah, absolutely popping in red, isn't it? I mean, it's just gorgeous. And the more I look at it in this colour, I'm very glad I went for red. So being a sport, it comes standard in red. However, because it is a sport, I have things like electronic suspension, which you can adjust on the fly. I've got cruise control, heated grips. I've got a daytime runner, so let me just flick on the light for you. Also, noticeably, these have Brembos now. They used to have Hayes calipers. I was told by the salesman that apparently he has some issues with the Hayes calipers. To be honest, I test drove this bike before I purchased it, and it had the Hayes calipers on it, and I thought they were fine. But anyway, good to see some Brembos back on it. Also, I need to get rid of this exhaust system. I'm going to get a full system installed. I'm going to have it tuned, have all the restrictions removed, really open the bike up. So if you want to see that in the future, go ahead and click the subscribe button. So being keyless start, you just hit this button here to fire it up. Just let it load, see the screen. I do still have the cover on the screen, apologies. I haven't removed that protective film yet because I do have a screen protector on order. So a feature that I absolutely love is the fact that you have a red line here that starts at 6, and the reason why it's there at the moment is because the engine is still cold. It just moved up a click there if you notice, but I like that. So it just gives you sort of an idea of where you could safely rev to until the bike is properly warm. Let's go for a little pop then. We are running the bike in at the moment, so I'm not going to go too mad. I'm just leaving in road mode for the time being until we get it all unlocked and what have you. They actually force a rev limiter on it while it's running in, so the rev limit is actually at 9,000 RPM. I don't really intend to take it up there just yet. But I have to say, riding it slowly, it's so easy, it's lovely. With the electronic suspension on it, it's just, it's still a little bit firm, but it's ultimately softened up for you, so it's not crashing and banging. Of course, when you flick it into dynamic or what have you, or dynamic pro, which you also have on this, which is another option that comes standard with the Sport, and the dynamic pro mode allows you to customize like your traction control, your anti-wheelie. It has lap timers, and I believe it also has a launch control too, but I'm yet to find that in the menu. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I read it had it somewhere. But yeah, being having electronic suspension, just it makes it lovely around town. And also worth mentioning is the fact that when you flick between the modes, like if you go from like road mode into dynamic, it stiffens up the gear peg both up and down, makes it more aggressive, more firm. And so of course when you're riding around town and you're in road mode and the suspension's softened up a little bit and the gear lever is that bit softer, you know, you've got the versatility, you've got a lovely beautiful road bike that of course when the road gets going and you want to go a bit mad, flick it over to dynamic and it changes the character of the bike. Talking of the character, I mean, the engine is lacking. I knew this anyway when I test rode it. I mean, that was my opinion. People have said it as well, that it does lack some character. But of course when we fit the full exhaust system, that will hopefully change things. We'll open it up, make it pop and bang and all that good stuff. This is what I love as well, it's so smooth. So fifth gear, just turned left out the roundabout. I mean, we was doing what, 25, 26 mile an hour, and it just lovely. Up on the quick shifter into sixth. We'll just test out the old cruise control. So you just flick the cruise control button to the right here, and then there's another button which is slightly awkward, I'll be honest, to flick. I've used it a couple of times. So basically, yeah, so you just press like a slight, there's a tiny button there, just flick it up, and look, no hands, and you can speed up on it, which is quite cool. And I actually used this on the way home from the dealership because it was just practically a motorway the whole way home. I just sat on cruise for 15 minutes, and do you know, I have to say, once you have the feature of cruise control, it's lovely. I get it. One thing I didn't quite realise on the test ride was how bad these mirrors are, and I've only just realised now. I mean, they are absolutely, they're hopeless. You have to really sort of manoeuvre yourself to look in them, and they have to be like perfectly set up in order to see what you want to see, because they're quite like slim, and if you're sitting just slightly too far forward or slightly too far back, it completely changes what you can see dramatically. Now, I had a street triple and I had the bar end mirrors, and they were brilliant. You could see a lot in those. They were just perfect height as well. You can actually get bar end mirrors for this as an optional extra, but I'm not sure I like the look of them on this bike because of the lack of aggression. I think the bar end mirrors make the bike look very wide and aggressive, like gives it that aggressive stance. And I know this bike is wide, it's got a beefy sort of like, you know, centre to the bike, so like the fairing and what have you here, but the headlights just, it doesn't look angry, and so I'm not quite sure on how they look. This is a cracking bit of road here. It's called the Buntingford TT. Flick down some gears. Oh god, it's effortless to lean in. Oh my god, it's so easy, so easy. I mean, it's just so easy to go quick on it. Oh. I mean, it's effortless. You've got so much torque. Hardly, I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying. But you know, one of the real standout features for me, the reason why I bought this bike and why I couldn't get over it, was the chassis. The way it makes you feel, okay, I just can't explain. Coming from my street triple, this feels just as light as that bike, so you've got the weight of a middleweight naked, okay, and it's just, oh, it's so stable, it just flicks, like, you can change direction on it so quickly with hardly any input, and it just builds you, it gives you so much confidence. I feel like I could go down these roads like a missile. Goodness gracious me, I'm not even trying, and I can't, I don't want to, because obviously the bike's wearing in. I mean, I haven't even got 100 miles on the clock yet. So yeah, lovely stuff. So that was it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know with a thumbs up. I appreciate you, thank you very much, and I hope to see you on another one very soon. Thanks for watching, see you later.